Hi, and welcome to the final TFT Hyper Roll video for the first part of set 5. This has definitely been a fun set with lots of different things going on, so let's get into this build. I start off, I'm not sure whether I'm going to go Dawnbringer or Redeemed. I'm getting a little bit of both, but I know I kind of want to go in that direction because they have really turned out to be some of the strongest comps in both regular ranked and in Hyper Roll. Here I pick up the needlessly large rod because that's going to work in either build. I start seeing a lot more of the Dawnbringers coming out with some Graguses, I get a silver Kha'Zix, and so it is time to start thinking strongly about Dawnbringer. I slam the Jewel Gauntlet together and put it on Kha'Zix because surprisingly enough, Kha'Zix makes an absolutely excellent item holder for Karma, as they can use pretty much the same items and be really powerful with them. I think you're about to witness a small glitch as Kha'Zix kills Warwick while he is suppressed. However, he would have ultimately won anyway, so maybe the game was just speeding things along. I'm still picking up some Redeemed and Dawnbringers just in case it betrays me and stops giving me Dawnbringers. I can't tell you the number of times that I have given up on something only to see it then throw them at me. Look, there's no question the best item there is the spatula, and grabbing a Syndra is going to work into a Dawnbringer comp because she works so well with Karma since it gives the entire team the Invoker buff, allowing them to pick up more mana quickly throughout the entire fight. Also, the fact that she can fling things away into the corner is incredibly helpful, except when those things are Warwick and they can keep regaining strength. So even though you fling him away, he gets time to come back and get one last swipe and do his little werewolf dance. As we go into this next fight and see it play out, let me take a moment to tell you what this channel is about and why it's called Mission4Tution. This channel was created to try and help pay for my son's middle school and high school tuition. Sadly, public school wasn't working out, so we have to send him to a special school, and this is our way of trying to help pay for it. So please hit a like button, subscribe if you're down with the cause, and enjoy the videos. Back to our match where I just babbled through a loss to kind of cover over it. But we do end up with a 2-star, so Raka and a Karma, so the team is starting to come together now that we have 4 Dawnbringers. We dump out the silver Kha'Zix to get the Jeweled Gauntlet onto Karma where it will be most effective, and of course grab the tier the moment we have the chance. Even with the Invoker buff and Karma's reduced ult time as the match goes on, I like having a mana item on her to keep her casting early and often. The Hextech Gunblade fills it out to keep her healed. Even though she has a natural heal built in with the Dawnbringer buff, if we can hold that off as long as possible, it gives her more time to just do those devastating attacks you see happening right now. The NPC round and item shop give us some neat things to work with. I grab the needlessly large rod and decide to commit into Syndra as my next best character on the board, as she is keeping Karma safe. So the Archangel staff goes on Syndra so that as the match goes on, her attacks will get more and more powerful. And since she's also going to be casting more often thanks to the Invoker buff, it will allow us to win fights that we might otherwise lose. I usually think of her as someone who's just protecting Karma, but in this case she can actually be a force for damage. I'm really looking for a Giant's Belt off one of these item shops so I can make a Dawnbringer emblem. But the Sparring Gloves combine well with the Chain Vest to make a Shroud of Stillness, which is a very powerful late game item, as it can reduce the mana that other teams have and allow a quick casting team like ours to dominate. With a 15% chance to roll 4s, I'm tempted to roll down here, but I don't want to go too far. I put out Taric because Taric is going to be the key towards the end of the match because he will pair up with Garen to create the night buff for the whole team. My item shop is a little underwhelming as there's nothing here I really like for this team. I grabbed the Spectral Giant Slayer to put on Syndra because it will make her attacks more powerful later in the match. I grab Heimer here to replace Tarek to trigger the Renewer buff on Soraka so that she can cast more often as well. This way my team's going to cast as quickly as possible to do as much damage as possible early in the fight. Notice that Syndra is flinging things early, and Karma is already up to the point where she is casting every other attack. She simply has to do one auto attack in between and she can get that cast off. Here we go, we finally get the Giant's Belt I've been looking for, so that now I can create an additional Dawnbringer. So we make the 6th Dawnbringer on Syndra because she has been super effective at keeping Karma safe. This match starts and I'm immediately having flashbacks to yesterday's video where there was an unkillable Aatrox because this Leona is simply not going down. No matter how hard I hit her and from what direction, not only is she keeping herself healed, but she's keeping the Aatrox healed as well. Even once we're able to get rid of the Aatrox, the Leona survives, takes out the rest of my team just systematically right to Heimer's dragon and kills it. And I'm afraid it's history all over again. But we put the Tarek back out, and now we're searching for some way to silver up the Karma, and we get the silver Karma and the silver Tarek, so we're all set. So long as we can get the last 2 Dawnbringers. We have Nidalee waiting on the bench right now, but we haven't seen a Garen yet. That's going to be the key to getting to the 8 Dawnbringers and achieving the 8 Dawnbringer buff, which to me is just going to be a wonderful end to the season as we head into the Dawn of Heroes coming up. And there he is, Garen, the victorious one in the next season. So with Garen ready to go in, it's time to remove Heimerdinger. For the moment, we're not going to go to the 8th Dawnbringer because I would rather have the Knight buff and Tarek as a silver character out there than necessarily the 8 Dawnbringers. I know I can survive this round because even if I lose, I'm just down to 4 health. I put the Shroud of Stillness on Garen just to make him a little more tanky, and then get Nidalee ready to come in after this fight with a Rage Blade, which will help her because in her Cougar form she picks up attack speed. Here we are though against that Leona that absolutely did not want to die last time. So I'm hoping that there is now enough power on this team with Garen leading early and other characters being stronger that we can take her down. It's feeling like history all over again. But Syndra, with that Giant's Belt and with the increasing power from the Archangel Staff, is able to keep flinging her away and doing enough damage that she is out. So we can get through the unkillable. Bringing it up to a silver Nidalee makes this comp super strong. The last thing to get would be a silver Garen, so we pick up a Teemo because the difference between, again, 9, 8 health, it doesn't matter now. It's all about rolling to try to find what you need, and silver Garen is what you want. I throw the Last Whisperer on him because, why not? I just want him to be as strong as possible as we make our way to what I hope is a victory. Going through this comp was pretty easy as they just are not set for the amount of power that we're sending out. And I can see the moment this starts that things are looking good for me because they have a Forgotten / Nightbringer comp and my Garen is silver while their Darius is only bronze, 1-star, 2-star, however you want to say it. But he's able to absolutely tear through their team, and you will see Garen actually ends up leading the charts. Did that Last Whisperer help? I don't know, but they give me an absolute fireworks celebration for my last game of Hyper Roll for this part of the season, and although I didn't get exactly where I wanted to, I got close to 4,000, and there's always next season, and I look forward to seeing you there. Hope you have an absolutely awesome day.